Grand Kush. Welcome to the Grand Kush channel. If this is your first time coming in, salute to you. Please like and subscribe. We're going to go into a little bit of breakdowns on melanin. The black pigment that give you melaninites or some people their skin complexion. Okay. Now, there are differences of melaninites on the planet, right? And the ones I'm concerned with are the original prime root race of the planet, the first human beings who have woolly hair. Jesus was described as having woolly hair, but this is not the point I'm trying to make. We're going to break down melanin, right? And so we are talking about the first people on the planet Earth with woolly hair. Before I present this video, right, I want to display some information from a scroll called the 9 ball, or get from behind the 9 ball, right? It's Melanin 9 science information. Let me bring it up right quick. And the intelligent among us, they'll get it. For those who just ignorant in the mind, this might fly over your head. But those who are intelligent will be able to put it together and see the truth therein. So let's go in. It says the sun is male and Mother Earth is female. The sun gives off ether in the form of what is called prominences. Look that word up. The sun has antenna called granulation. Look that word up. And Ethiopians or eumelaninites, right? Those with great melanin, and Ethiopians, woolly hair. Okay. See, we be calling ourselves descriptive terms, but do we really know who we are? Do we really know who we are, right? And so Ethiopians' woolly hair looks like granulation. Look at sun, the granulation of the sun. So our woolly hair may correctly be called granulation using an English expression. If one puts a straight strand of hair closer and closer to a fire, that strand of hair, what is it going to do? It will granulate or ball up, right? And that's because of the potency of the heat. The Ethiopian carries his and her sun within. And when we say Ethiopian, right, this information is not talking about the country in Africa, Ethiopia. At one time, all of Africa, or even this planet, was called Ethiopia. In some cases, Africa was called Sudan, right? Basically the land of the blacks, okay? When people say there's different diversities in Africa, right? All of Africa was not black people with woolly hair. That's not true, okay? Migrations out of Africa, okay? The original Africans left Africa, went to the north, went outside of the sun zone, and the genes, right, the genetics started to acclimate itself to being in environments with lesser sun, more darkness, less light. Okay. In regards to melanin and electromagnetism, you got to understand light is produced by photons. Photons in light, in sunlight rays, UV radiation, when it hits the skin of a eumelaninite, all right, we don't, in a sense, tan like other races. We are the tan. You understand what I'm saying? So we, you melanin, and this is why I say, this is why nine science is upon us today. You melanin absorbs, not reflects, absorbs 99.9% of UV radiation. Okay, we got to understand that. We absorb the photonic light rays from the sun. The Ethiopian carries his and her sun within, and we appeared on planet Earth at a time when no other race could survive in the Earth's atmosphere, because just after creation, the atmosphere was too dense and potent for the weakness of human beings called mankind. Mankind and nine science are all people who grow genuinely straight hair on their heads, no matter the skin complexion. Human beings are all eumelaninites who have woolly hair, and their hair is inclined to woolly. Mankind is all peoples with straight hair by nature. The Ethiopian became identified with mankind down through evolution. Do you understand that? Moreover, the sun heat genes, eumelanin, can be called sun heat genes, and those who had lived in the Earth's original atmosphere had to be much stronger than those of mankind who came much later. In other words, the sun heat genes in the African pygmies were so dense and potent in their bone marrow and reproductive system, they turned the hair kinky or woolly, as fire does to a straight strand of hair. Hence, woolly hair is superior to straight hair, as the suns are superior to other universal bodies. Woolly hair by nature assures the Ethiopian that he and she are the originals on the planets, thereby the original personifications of the suns. We bigger Ethiopians evolved from the smaller Ethiopian now called the African pygmies, who lived in equatorial Africa. Okay, with that, I want to go into this video. Give me a moment. Let me bring it up. All right, this is AJE Video Bites. The title of the video is The Electronic Wonders of Melanin. Let's get this cracking. Okay, I want you to listen to this closely. Get this knowledge and this reasoning about the importance of melanin. All right, I break this down tremendously in videos that I've created, right? When it comes down to who we are, if we don't understand the impact of melanin, right? The killing of Black people, harvesting of our organs, you know, creating a society that's detrimental and negative to the higher frequency of Black people, right? The society created by music, drugs, alcohol, blah, 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 overstimulation, porn, all of these things were created, yeah, for them, because they're on a lower frequency than us, but to keep us on the levels of the devil. You understand? As long as they can keep us distracted, then black deaths can run rampant. Okay. And with that being said, listen to the video.
Melanin is a versatile molecule. Not only is it responsible for giving us our UV blocking complexion, at the cellular level, it gobbles up harmful radicals that lead to diseases such as cancer and Parkinson's. But that's only the beginning. Over the past decades, researchers have focused on what might be melanin's most promising talent yet discovered, the ability to conduct electricity. That's important, because if we fancy a future where environmentally benign electronics help us fight disease, monitor our health, and store energy, we're going to need bio-friendly materials. And what better material for the job than one made right in-house? This is melanin in its most common form. When it comes to electrical charge, melanin acts as a sort of bank, always ready to lend out or take electrons depending on the environment. Chained together, as they naturally tend to do, melanin molecules can shuffle electrons and surrounding ions end to end. The result is an all-natural electrode material. In terms of performance, it's not on par with the electronic materials we find in our phones and laptops. But because melanin is 100% compatible with our body's makeup, it's a much safer starting material for building electronic devices, both for us and the environment. Researchers have shown that melanin can act as a switch when sandwiched between metal electrodes, turning on and off under different applied voltages. It seems like a simple trick, but that switching behavior is critical to the operation of any computing device. Polydopamine, a synthetic melanin analog, has been used to extract harmful metal ions from water, and polydopamine-coated nanoparticles have been shown to boost the sensitivity of tests designed to seek out diseases like HIV, Zika, and cancer. Researchers are still learning how melanin behaves when surrounded by the machinery that makes useful electronics work. But continued efforts from chemists, physicists, and materials scientists are likely to result in exciting new applications for this highly versatile molecule.
All right, so did you understand that melanin is a highly versatile molecule? Okay, that reacts from photons. When you understand electromagnetism, you have to understand photons, right? They say it's photonic activity that is fusing protons and electrons. This is the reason why they in stick, right? Is electromagnetism. Strong force, weak force, electromagnetism, and gravity, the four fundamental forces of physics. But with all that cosmic activity, right, the human activity, the human aspect of that is black people.